Hey everybody, hope you are well. So today I wanted to talk about my 4-month update using Tretinoin through a service called Dermatica. And Dermatica is an online service, basically your online dermatologist. All you do is upload your details, fill in a form, tell them all about your skin concerns, and then they will match you to the right prescription. So I have been using Dermatica for about just over 4 months now. I did miss my 3-month update, but then I still took pictures, so I will show that in a clip coming right up pretty soon. But what I wanted to do was just talk to you about one or two things I have actually switched up in my routine. So I'm going to show you my skincare routine, and I am also going to tell you one or two things to consider as well while using Tretinoin, or even before using Tretinoin, because they're quite important. They're just important questions to check and ask yourself before you get on this journey. So without further ado, let's get into this. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Abby and I am a skincare fanatic, makeup lover and mom of one. So I have been using Dermatica for about 4 months, like I said, and what I have found in the time that I have used it is that it's, no matter how much research you do, no matter how much you think you know about the process or what to expect, because we live in a world where a lot of information is out there. So I got to do a lot of research. I got to watch a lot of videos from other people who've used the service or who've used Tretinoin, basically, just period, even without Dermatica. Those who have used Tretinoin, and just to understand what their experience was like, so that I could understand what might be coming up. And it's still been different for me, so everybody's journey is different, so I just can't say that enough. You just can't prepare enough. So I will link my previous videos in the description box, just so you can watch that first before you watch this, just so you can see what I've been through. But in the meantime, I will talk to you about where my skin is at right now. So as you can see, it feels like it's a lot more obvious on camera. Things always look worse on camera than they do in real life, because I obviously don't see this. When I look at myself, my scars don't actually feel this obvious, but again, I guess, the lights are making them obvious, whatever. But my skin is actually in a very, very good condition. I don't have the same bumps I had in the previous months, and I don't have, I guess, the acne that I had on my forehead as much. All I have now is the hyperpigmentation to get rid of, and the Tretinoin is also helping with that. But I wanted to talk to you about 3 things that I have been using throughout that I think really helped. So my 2-month update did include a talk through of the products that I use in my morning and nighttime routine, so I will do that again right now, but without the cleansers. The cleansers haven't really changed much. What I have switched up in my skincare routine is a nice little trio. Okay, so like I said, there's a couple of things that I have switched up, and the 2 main things, or rather 3 main things that I have started using. So these are serums that I got from my local Superdrug. So this is 2.5% This is 2.5% Tranexamic Acid. You will hear a lot about Tranexamic Acid in the skincare community because it is a powerhouse. I actually have some notes in terms of what it normally does. So originally it was used in things like surgery. It's used in gynecology for people who have like heavy periods, and in like trauma cases where there's just a lot of bleeding. Anything that involves a lot of bleeding, a lot of blood, Tranexamic Acid is used. Now I don't know how that ended up being a skincare component, but all I do know is that it is doing wonders for my hyperpigmentation, and I just wanted to talk about it. With Tranexamic Acid, it works by stopping the pigment producing cells from sending like signals into the upper layers of the skin, and basically it stops the pigment forming in the first place. And then another thing from the same range is their Polyglutamic Acid Booster. This is 1% Polyglutamic Acid, and all it does is plumps and hydrates your skin. So I believe the main difference between hyaluronic acid, which is another acid that a lot of people know about because it's great for plumping, keeping your skin soft and moist, it keeps your skin soft and plump. But Polyglutamic Acid is newer because and it works really well as well. The only difference that I know from doing a little bit of research is that Polyglutamic Acid works in the upper layers of the skin. So where you might think, okay, well, I've got hyaluronic acid, what do I need Polyglutamic Acid for? Hyaluronic acid works deeper. Well, I guess it depends on the weight, but generally speaking, it works further into the skin. It doesn't get into the bottom layers of your skin, by the way. It's all still surface level, but your skin is pretty thick and there are multiple levels to it. So hyaluronic acid works deeper than Polyglutamic Acid is all I'm trying to say. And so you can use them both together as well. So I think Polyglutamic Acid is also very great at retaining, helping you to retain the water, whereas hyaluronic acid, you really shouldn't just use it on its own. You should seal off everything with like a moisturizer, so it creates that barrier to stop it working the other way. So as we know, hyaluronic acid sucks in a lot of water. It can hold up to 1,000 times its weight in water, but it also works the other way. So if you just put a hyaluronic acid serum on and you don't seal it with a moisturizer, an occlusive, and create the barrier between your skin and the environment, if the environment that you are living in is dry, it will suck water from within your skin rather than from the air. So that's just something to keep in mind. But science lesson over. These two products are what I've been using for hyperpigmentation and for plumping, and I just wanted to try polyglutamic acid because it's a new thing. I wanted to know if it was any different. I like this formula. I will talk about how I use it, but these are the newest things. And two other things from the same range. I got 4 things in total. So they actually have a niacinamide acid serum. Niacinamide acid, that's the new thing. They also have a niacinamide serum, and it also contains zinc, just like the ordinaries. So if you are looking for the ordinaries niacinamide and you can't find it, head to your local Superdrug. It's amazing. And on top of that, I believe the ordinaries serum is actually 10% niacinamide and 1% zinc. This is 10% niacinamide and 1.5% zinc, so it has a tiny bit extra zinc. And this is great if you have oily skin or blemish prone skin and you just need to help with that sebum regulation, just to stop your skin getting oily, to lessen the chances of your pores getting clogged, and to also help with overall brightening of the skin and help with fine lines, because that's what niacinamide does. This is great. And obviously niacinamide again is one of those ingredients that works with everything. If you have been looking for a niacinamide, if you've been looking for an ordinary niacinamide replacement and you don't want to spend your coins on an expensive alternative, Superdrug has an alternative for you, and I believe it's $5.99 as well. I think if I get the prices wrong, I will correct myself on the screen, but I believe this is also, was this $6.99 or $7.99? But the most expensive thing in here is the Tranexamic Acid. It is slightly more expensive for what it does, and I would definitely pay. And by the way, like I said, everything in this range is usually on a buy one get one half price. So it's amazing. Now the last thing I got from the range is the Salicylic Acid plus C-Carb Booster. It contains 2% salicylic acid and C-Carb. And again, if you have blemish prone skin, you're not going to be a stranger to salicylic acid, because it is one of those holy grail products that you just have to have in your purse. Basically, just like hot sauce, you need salicylic acid in your routine if you have blemish prone skin. And the only thing, which I wish I knew, I honestly don't know what to do with this now, with this salicylic acid, it contains a lot of alcohol. And I say a lot, it might not be a lot in terms of real world situation. I don't know. I'm not a formulator, but the minute anybody mentions alcohol, denatured alcohol in this day and age, like everybody kind of goes silent. You know when like a pin drops and you just want to hear who moves first? That's what happens when you mention, denatured alcohol in skincare these days, because I think consumers are a lot more knowledgeable. We're more aware of what's good for our skin and what's not. And for the fact that denatured alcohol is the second product in the ingredients list, it kind of worries me a bit. If it talks about 2%, so if it's supposed to contain 2% salicylic acid, I guess everything after that is not going to be a high percentage, so that is an issue. So glycerin is actually after salicylic acid. The thing is, I don't know what to do with this, because I find it hard to recommend, because ever since the Ordinary has been doing its madness. I'm a very well educated person, but that is the only way I can describe the frustration with the Ordinary. It gets on my nerves that their products are constantly sold out. They know there's a demand and they can't seem to meet that demand, or at least they can't seem to meet it overseas, because in the UK we have been starving for the Ordinary, and it's getting to a point where I'm almost over the brand, and I'm like the biggest stan for that brand, because again, it's affordable, it does what it says on the tin, and it's just, it's effective and it's affordable, but you can never find their products. They are like unicorns right now. So when I saw this, I was so happy, because I used to use the salicylic acid from the Ordinary, but that sold out months. This was even before Corona started. So when I saw this at Superdrug, I was so excited, but I grabbed it before I actually knew what was in it, because I just didn't expect there to be so much or any alcohol, because for some reason I thought they were going to match the same ingredients in the Ordinaries, because usually when you get products like this that the Ordinary is well known for, a lot of brands, including Makeup Revolution, have duped their products almost down to a T. So when I saw the salicylic acid, I just grabbed it thinking, yes, I've got salicylic acid serum now, but I didn't think it would contain so much alcohol. So yeah, so the second ingredient is alcohol denatured, and I don't know, I did use it for like 2 weeks straight and it did work. But and also when I use it in my skincare routine, it is after all my hydrating products. So I don't know, I mean, if anybody knows if there's, you know, if I can get away with still using this, please leave a comment down below. If you're, you know, well into your skincare, if you're a medical professional, you happen to see my channel, please let me know if this is a good idea. But I'm very, very tentative about continuing to use this. I only found out not too long ago and I feel like it's money wasted. But having said that, it's $5.99 at Superdrug, and if you are going to use it, make sure your skin is very well hydrated. Make sure it is not the first thing you put. Usually with treatment products, I like to, it's advertised that you should put them on first and then put everything else, but because this is meant to be a very strong ingredient, like salicylic acid does not play, and on top of that it does contain quite a bit of alcohol, I would advise you should do what I've been doing unknowingly to moisturize your skin with your, I mean, hydrate your skin rather. So put your serums on and then put this, that way your skin has a bit of a buffer between the alcohol and, you know, this product and your skin rather. And yeah, so that's all I'm trying to say. So your skin has a bit of a buffer. And also the advertised C-cut as well is so low on the list, so that's just another thing to consider. So another thing I bought from The Ordinary that's actually in stock nearly all the time is the EUK 134 0.1%, and this is just a very powerful antioxidant. I bought it because the resveratrol and ferulic acid serum, which I love and I have been using for ages, sold out in, I think it was in March or something, and I haven't seen it since, just like everything else in the range. The EUK is meant to be a powerful antioxidant, and I just like using it as like one of the, like the last step, every maybe once or twice a week. I don't use this as often. Yeah, so I use it before my moisturizer, after my water-based serums, and I find that it's been helping. It really, like when I use, and I use it at night, like sporadically I'll use it at night, and it's been helping as well. It's just when I wake up in the morning, my skin feels quite soft and plump, so I quite like it. So in terms of my actual morning skincare routine, before I yammer on, what I normally do first is cleanse my skin. So after cleansing my skin, if I have, like, you know, had a little bit of a segue between the bathroom and actually coming to start my skincare routine, again, I will start my before I do anything, before I apply any serum, I will use my thermal water. So what is, I will just spray my skin again, and next I will apply my Niacinamide Serum. Now this is a niacinamide serum that I actually made myself. I bought some niacinamide powder. I already had my Labo hyaluronic acid, put some niacinamide powder in here. In fact, my niacinamide powder I got from a company called peaksubs.com, and I've actually just recently discovered them. They have a lot of affordable supplements. I do take quite a few supplements just to help with my overall health, and I found out that basically when it was actually triggered by when The Ordinary launched their niacinamide powder, and I thought, do I want to buy it? And then by the time I decided to buy it, it was sold out. So I thought, okay, well, I can't get the original niacinamide serum, the powder sold out, but I know niacinamide is a supplement and it might come in powder form. So I checked for it, and there it was, and it was like maybe, I think, was it £3 for a 25-gram pack. And I'm pretty sure the tub, the original niacinamide powder, is probably 20 grams, so you get more, but obviously it doesn't come in a fancy jar with a little scoop. That's the only thing. So I did watch a YouTube video showing how you make niacinamide serum, but again, mine was pretty simple. It is just hyaluronic acid and niacinamide powder, but I kept it in my ordinary niacinamide bottle. So this is what I use next. So first, I always use my niacinamide. Another serum I was using before was my alpha arbutin, but that has actually finished now, so that will go in my empties video. It's always in there because I always use it. But what I was using with my niacinamide previously is my alpha arbutin. It has finished and I need to get another one. So in the meantime, what I've been using is my tranexamic acid and polyglutamic acid together. I just put 2 drops. And the good thing about saving time, especially if you're rushing in the morning, you know, if you're a busy mom, busy person, whatever it is that you're doing, if you are busy doing it, you don't need to apply a lot of these serums separately if they have the same base. So if it's a water-based serum, you should be able to apply it together. So I put 2 serums in my hand together. In fact, I could have done it with the niacinamide, but I just wanted to make sure I get a certain dosage. So that's probably the only thing. When you're mixing it together, you're probably going to use less of each. So just, you know, be wary of that. After this, like I said, sometimes I like to use the EUK. I use it 2 times a week or so, but on most mornings I will go in with my moisturizer. I do have 3 options of moisturizers that I use. So actually after this, I like to go in with, I forgot to mention, so because my skin I kept on getting like spots on my forehead, I actually started using my so because I kept getting spots on my forehead despite the rest of the spots on my face starting to clear up, I had like a small cluster of like little tiny bumps that just would not go. You can see they have gone now, but you know, they've left behind the hyperpigmentation. What actually helped to get rid of them, so what I do first before I apply my serums, and I always mess this up whenever I'm doing a skincare routine, what I do first is to apply my glycolic acid or salicylic acid toner, or mixed together. So together this would essentially be my Paula's Choice AHA plus BHA tonic thing, because it contains an AHA and a BHA. So the 2 together, my salicylic acid tonic is from Nip and Fab. I got it on offer. It is quite expensive for what it is, but I usually wait until it's on offer before I get this. And I have my glycolic acid toner from the Inkey list. So I use these 2 together sometimes or on their own, and that was actually what helped get rid of the spots on my forehead. So I use that first before I go in with my serum. So sorry for the confusion if you know, if it's a bit here and there. So another thing I use is my Skin Natural organic vitamin A, C and E serum, 100 ml, 3.4 fluid ounces, and I got this from Amazon. It contains retinol. In fact, the first ingredient in here is aloe vera juice, then glycerin, then retinol, then vitamin C in the form of sodium ascorbyl phosphate, tocopherol, which is vitamin E, sodium hyaluronate, which is a sort of hyaluronic acid, and then it contains a few other things like panthenol, allantoin. It just has a whole host of really good ingredients in here. And yeah, so I love it. So I use this as well. So I like to use this in the morning, mostly because I know I'm going to go over it with sunscreen. And for the first time, I can say that if you do purchase any of these products, there are affiliate links and I do get a small kickback from that. So that does go towards helping this channel if you feel like purchasing through those links. But again, there is no pressure. So that is my retinol vitamin A, C and E serum. So after my serums, I then go in with my aloe vera gel. Sometimes I will mix in my aloe vera gel with my moisturizer. My aloe vera gel, I think you can get it from Superdrug, but I got it from Amazon. This is the Aloe Pura Organic Aloe Vera Gel. It contains vitamins A, C and E. And I just take a little bit. Like I said, sometimes I mix it with my moisturizer. My moisturizer is from Simple. This is the Age Resistant Day Cream SPF 15. It says it contains green tea, mushroom and prebiotic. And it contains no artificial color, perfume, or anything else. So it's just, you know, a really safe option. So this is what it looks like, and you get 50 ml in here. And because I don't really use a lot, it's lasted quite a bit, so I just mix the two together. And aloe vera is just a really good kind of anti-inflammatory. It's also very moisturizing, it's hydrating, and it just stops my skin getting dry while it helps with the healing process as well. So I use aloe vera in my skincare routine twice a day, morning and night. So that's me. And then what else do I do? Just make sure I don't forget something else. And then I like to go in with my sunscreen, and I like mixing my sunscreens. I have checked that the sunscreens I'm mixing together do work together. Usually you are advised against mixing sunscreen, so if you happen to have a sunscreen that works for you, you know, keep using it. But for me, because I am trying to find, you know, different types of formulas just to review for this channel, I do end up with sunscreens that maybe I love one thing about them and not the other. So for me, I just mix it just, you know, for the ease of use and to get through the product, because it is still, whatever it is, the product is still good. It's just not necessarily perfect. So what I've been doing is mixing one more thing. How do I say this? So I have two options in terms of the sun. Well, actually, I have several options in terms of the sunscreen that I can use, but I think I'm going to save that for an upcoming video. So let me just show you one of the options in terms of what I mix together. So I'm going to stick to my Altruist Dermatologist Sunscreen SPF 30. Got this from Amazon as well. You get 2 packs of this, and it does come in an SPF 50 version as well. And typically, if you don't know how much you're meant to put, I think it's supposed to be about a teaspoon's worth for your neck and your face, or close to it, as close to that as you can possibly get. So I have this amount for my face and neck. But on top of that, one last product that I got from the Superdrug collection of, you know, products. This is their SPF booster with antioxidants, and this has been great. So the actual SPF in here, in terms of the actual sunscreen ingredient in here, is, it's octocrylene. So this is the SPF 30 booster. And what I do is add 3 drops in here, 3 or 4 drops, and that's my SPF for the day. And the only reason I do this is because the Altruist sunscreen sometimes can leave a bit of a slight white cast, but it is not obvious at all. Like, it's not too obvious. And also I find that sometimes it creases in my neck after a long day. And just as the top up, just for my eye area, something else that I've discovered, which is just a lifesaver, especially if you're one of those who finds that sunscreen really irritates your eyes no matter what it is that you use, especially with chemical sunscreens. Try a sunscreen stick from the brand Vichy. So this is my Beat Up Vichy sunscreen stick. This is SPF 50, and it is basically supposed to be one of those really quick ingredients that you can apply. It applies like a stick foundation. So I just put it around my whole eye. You can use it like all over your face if you want to. But if I happen to be using one of my sunscreens that I know can irritate my eyes or whatever, I will skip my eye area and save this for that. And I've actually broken this, so the whole thing, it doesn't even click anymore, but it's supposed to. But it's because mine has a little crack in there. So today I didn't use my EUK, but I think I'll save that for tomorrow. And I haven't also opened my Niacinamide serum from Superdrug yet, because I still have my homemade Niacinamide Serum. So that's everything I use in my morning skincare routine. And in terms of my nighttime skincare routine, it actually isn't very different. I again start with my Uriage thermal water. Then I use the same Tranexamic Acid booster plus Polyglutamic acid together. Sometimes I might tone in the evening, and I will either use my Dr. Konopka's face toner, or I will use my Body Shop Rose Soft Gel Toner, or I will use a newer one, which is my Sunscreen Oil Balancing Facial Tonic. It's not a stripping or drying facial tonic by any means, but it's just one I discovered and I use it every now and then. So those facial toners I use sporadically, but the ones I have been using in the morning are definitely these two. They're treatment toners, and at night facial toners aren't really necessary, but I use them every now and then. It's just as I feel like it. So that is the difference between my morning and nighttime skincare routine. And of course I don't use sunscreen at night as well. In terms of moisturizer, because well, this contains SPF 15, I don't use this. So after I've applied my serums, I will go in with any one of these two. So these are what I've been using with my aloe vera gel. So the same products I featured in my previous video. This is the Superdrug Simply Pure Hydrating Night Serum. And this is my Simple Skin Quench Sleeping Cream. And then of course we have my aloe vera gel as well. So these are the products I use at night. I use my Dermatica Tretinoin, which is the star of the show. So this is what I squirt on my hand as a last treatment. Sometimes I'll add a few drops, in fact nearly all the time. So once I've squeezed about 2 pumps of this, I will add another drop of my niacinamide into this and use that as a last step all over my face, excluding my nose and this mouth area here and under my eyes, of course. So yeah, so that's everything I use. In terms of what I mentioned at the beginning of the video, in terms of what is actually different, so what I have found, what I actually discovered about, just not long after I did the 2-month update, is in one of Dr. Dre, you know, the dermatologist, the only dermatologist or the only person on YouTube I think that can maintain a daily schedule. She actually mentioned in one of her videos that you might want to look at the form of contraception you're using, and in that she mentioned that the mini pill, which is the, I think, estrogen only pill, which usually typically a lot of mothers take if they are still breastfeeding, or just if you find that you can't tolerate the combined pill. That is the one that I was actually using, and she mentioned that that particular pill is actually known to cause acne in acne prone skin. It's not that it causes acne for everybody, but if your skin is already acne prone, the way the hormone works, it triggers the production of sebum, which then can lead to clogging of the pores, yada yada yada. Essentially, she just said that if you are on this pill, you might want to get off it. And a light bulb moment happened, because I had been on this pill for 4 years since I'd given birth to my 4-year-old daughter. So I thought, oh my goodness. So because before that I was on the combined pill, and only because I knew I wanted to keep breastfeeding but be on contraception, it was the only thing that was available. So I used it, and because of convenience I didn't think to go back. So ever since, you know, after the whole initial, you know, hormones calmed down after giving birth, after stopping breastfeeding, then obviously I noticed that my acne was not going. But again, I had this pill in my system all along. So what I actually did was go back and go onto my old prescription, which is the combined pill. And let me tell you, one thing I did notice is this, you know, it might not be this, but I just have a feeling it, you know, possibly could be. I've been on this pill, back on my pill, for about 2-3 weeks now, and I have not had the same flare up. Like when I say this skin is soft and I have like maybe 1 or 2 like really small pimples, like that's it. So I don't know what to feel, because usually my pimples come in waves, like I said in other update videos, that it feels like it's fine for like 1 day or 2 days, and then it brings, you know, comes back in, and then I get like clumps of pimples. So I don't know, but I definitely think that is something that's worth looking into. You owe it to yourself to check. If you are on the mini pill, you might want to switch, especially if you have acne prone skin, to switch. Talk to your GP, your doctor, dermatologist, whoever. But it's funny because when it was prescribed to me, going back, so when it was, so I think about last year, 2 years, about a year and a half ago, I went to my doctor to ask for to switch contraception, and I didn't know what option there was out there, and I told her what I was on. She knew what I was on because she could see my file, but it never occurred to her. She didn't actually ask me about maybe my history, and it's just funny that she didn't say that. She didn't pick up on the fact that, you know, the mini pill could be what has been sustaining my acne. And well, she wasn't my local doctor, she was like a locum doctor, which is one of those kind of doctors that come in and manage and help out, like if your actual doctor is off. So when I went in for an appointment, she didn't really pick up on it. What she actually prescribed was benzoyl peroxide, which is what I've been using for a while. That was managing the acne, but again, it wasn't really getting rid of it, because again, it's from within, because it's hormonal acne. So it's funny that I mentioned it, but she never actually thought, oh, let me switch you back to your pill that you were using before. But anywho, it's worth talking to your doctor about, just to see at least if it changed, and insist on changing it if you've been on the mini pill for a while, because sometimes they can be a little bit dismissive and prescribe something else. I just think it's worth talking to your doctor about. So another thing I think has been helping is collagen. So I've seen a lot about collagen, and I don't know if it's starting to kick in yet. So I've been using collagen for about 3 weeks now, and I know it's too early to say. Some people say they can start seeing results from 2 weeks, who knows. So I've been using collagen powder. In fact, I might go and grab the one I use. I bought a whole bag. And I mix it into my morning smoothies. You can mix it into your coffee as well. It doesn't have a taste at all, and it's just great because, again, especially if you don't eat enough eggs or if you have a restrictive diet, collagen peptides, by the way, is what it's called. The actual full name is a really good way to improve your skin, hopefully improve your nails as well, hopefully improve the condition of your hair, and help with acne as well. So I'll leave some notes in terms of how it can help with acne, but a lot of women do say that once they start collagen supplement, it has a really significant impact on their skin. So that, in addition to my normal supplements that I normally take, which I've been taking for years and years, those haven't changed, so I don't think they've played a part in my acne per se. But in terms of the collagen, it could be, but it's still too new. But the most important thing, I think, for me is the fact that I changed my pill. So that's just one thing to bear in mind. Hopefully I haven't talked too much, but then there's always a risk of that. So that's everything I use in my morning and nighttime skincare routine. Like I said, there's always 1 or 2 things that I switch in and out that I haven't bothered to mention because they are not my constant products. These products here are what I've been using most regularly. So hope this was helpful. If it was, please don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, comment down below, let me know what your journey has been like. Have you thought about Dermatica? This is not sponsored, by the way. Hope you enjoy this video. Until next time, stay blessed. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.